Happy Wednesday. Welcome back to another coffee and a card. And I have another fun fold for you today. So I am really excited to share that with you. And it is not what you might think. You open the flap this way, and then you open the flap this way. Isn't that fun? And it's so much easier than you would think it is. Now, this uses the Delicate Framing bundle, which is new, came out November 4th. And I'm sorry I can't show you. I have to confess something, guys. I've lost 5 stamp sets. Yep. They were all in a box with the designer paper, and I found the designer paper, but I lost the stamp sets. So we are using a piece of basic beige cardstock. So what we're going to do, this is obviously the front. So what I'm going to do, and I'm really hoping you can see this. Can you see the score line here? I did score it first. That's kind of important. And I'm really hoping you can see this. This is the fold line. So what I'm going to do is this right here, this is the cutting track. So I'm going to put this right here on the cutting track, and I'm going to hold it down, and I'm going to have to move it down even more. And I'm going to move my card so that this end, the top left, right on the fold, bottom right in the corner is on the cutting track. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to very carefully lock in my cutting track, and I'm just going to go straight down. And now I cut off a triangle. Super easy. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the designer paper. Isn't this gorgeous, you guys? This is the Brushed with Beauty designer paper. I think this paper is absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to do the same thing. This is 1/4 of an inch smaller. So this card is 5.5 by 8.5. So when you fold it, it's 4 1/4 by 5.5. And this was cut 4 by 5 1/4. And don't forget to type in #coffee28. And then that will get you the tutorial if you're watching live. If you're not watching live, you'll see the link below. Okay, so we're going to take, again, the left corner, put it on the cutting track, right corner, put it on the cutting track, hold it down, lock in your cutting plate. And actually, because this is designer paper, I am going to put the cutting blade right, let me make sure I've still got it centered, right in the center. And I'm going to go up and I'm going to go down. And that helps sometimes when your paper is really thin. Now, I'm hoping using my white sheet underneath is going to make this a little bit brighter. So what we're going to do is we are going to start by gluing down. And guys, if you need me to move the camera closer, can you just let me know? And I'm just going to take glue. And I am going to add that in the upper right corner. So you want to leave a little bit of a border. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this onto the front of the card. See, really easy, fun fold. Really, really easy. I love this Brush with Beauty paper. These are my colors. I know for some of you, obviously this will look good with any paper. So I know that for some of you, you're going to want a brighter paper. But these are my colors, and I love this card. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I pre-cut a lot of this. This is a 3 by 8.5, 3 inches wide, 8.5 long, scored at 4 1/4. And I'm going to go ahead and do the inside first. This is 2 3/4 by 4. That's right. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this in. Okay. And I really want to give credit for this fun fold, but I, for the life of me, cannot remember where I saw this. So if I can find where I saw this, I will definitely let you guys know and give them credit for this card fold. I went ahead and I stamped the sentiment from the Delicate Framing stamp set in Mossy Meadow because I wanted the sentiment to be pretty dark. There we go. And then what I'm going to do, the reason I did it this way is because I'm going to bring out my silicone mat. I'm going to put on a pretty substantial amount of liquid glue. I'm going to take a sponge and I'm just going to dab that on, and I'm going to start with this. Okay, and I'm going to put this inside the card. Now you might not want to have quite this much where you don't have room to write, but I'm okay with that. And then I'm going to take these little swirls. Again, this is from the Delicate Framing bundle. These are the dies. Aren't they gorgeous? And if I could find my stamp set, I could have shown you the whole thing, but don't know where it is. The hassles of moving, my friends. And I know you're probably going, wow, look at all that glue. But the thing is when it dries, it's going to come right off. So I'm not worried about that at all. Oh, I hope I put the glue on the right side. Well, if not, I'll make it work. So I am going to do this up here. Thank goodness I had pre-stamped this sentiment, or I would have been in a lot of trouble. Okay, and let's do this one. Whew. And you could cut both of these at the same time because there's two. Ooh, this one's starting I put too much glue on that one. There are two framelits, so that works. Now I'm going to get this out of the way because it is messy. And then you just wash out your sponge and get rid of the glue. So then what I did, but before I do that, I'm going to show you how to glue this on the inside. So what you want to do, and I'm going to give you a little tip. What you want to do is you want to center this, and this is why I think for this step, using liquid glue is really, really important. Because what you want to do is, here's the fold line. I hope you guys can see that. And here's where the flap is. So you want to make sure that that fold line is above this piece right here. Because if not, you're going to have trouble opening the flap. Does that make sense? Do I need to bring the camera down? So here's the flap. Here's the fold line. And you just want to make sure that it's above this part of the cardstock, or you're going to have trouble closing it. So then once I have it where I think I want it, I'm going to open it up and just make sure that it's straight. Kind of put it in there. And then what we're going to take is, these are all the little dies that come in the bundle of it. And I'm actually going to start with the inside. I cut a whole bunch of the big flowers, but I only need one. And they are on glue dots. So I'm going to put that right here. And then I'm going to take this, the die, which I really wish I could show you. The die cuts out 5 of these. I just cut out some extras. So I'm going to use 2 because I'm going to use 3 on the front. There we go. And so now I'm going to take 3 and I'm going to put 1 here. I think I'll put 1 here just to balance it out. And then I'm going to put 1 here. And then here comes the fun part. These are the Pearls of Beauty gems. They come in, this is actually a suite, but look how gorgeous these are, and how beautifully they go with this paper. So what I decided to do is, on the inside, I'm going to put the, I think I will. On the inside, I'm going to put the, I guess, opalescent. Can you see those? Nope. It always blurs when I go up too close. Did I take the big one or the small one? I think I took the big one. And then I'm going to take 2 of the small ones. Oop, that's a big one. Oops. Ah, there we go. There's a small one. And I'm going to take another small one. Okay, and that's the inside. I'll try to hold that up, but they don't look sparkly on the camera, but you guys, they are so beautiful. And then let me close the card. And I'm going to take 3 small ones. And I really like Calypso Coral with Petal Pink, which is the cardstock. Oop, I kind of put that over where I didn't want it. Let's take one more small one. And there we have it. So let me show you one more time. Top flap, open flap, sentiment. And actually, you really wouldn't need to put this in. I just wanted to show you these gorgeous dies. Okay, so let me flip my camera over. Thank you for joining me today. I'll be back next week with some kind of card. And I will also be back on Sunday with a Step It Up stamping. It's a really different Step It Up stamping for me. So I'm really kind of anxious to see what everybody thinks of it. So have a great day, my friends. I will see you soon. Talk to you later. Bye.